I think like just like real estate, I'll turn this into a teachable moment. Every single situation is unique, right? You never know what's going to happen with your buyers. You never know what's going to happen with the property. No two deals are alike. And so that brings me to a really great point about working with a professional and being able to bob and weave and remain calm in different situations. What I think we were in the middle, what were we in the middle of talking about?
Discipline.
Discipline. Yes. Um, yeah, you're saying that you teach a lot on discipline and you're teaching your agents a bunch of different things and you're leading by example, right?
Yes.
And so what are some of those things that you're telling your agents right now?
Well, what does your day look like? How do you use your time best? What does your morning look like, which is kind of the most valuable time that sets up the whole rest of your day? Are you laying in bed scrolling on your phone, or are you going to the gym? Are you cleaning? Are you, I always joke about, are you making your bed? And things like that. How are you educating yourself more? Following up with old contacts. And so there's so many ways that you can be so much more productive in your day other than posting to social media, hey, I closed this, I did this today. That's being busy. It's not being productive. You have to have a plan.
Right. We were talking about how you like to beat yourself up more before 6 a.m. than you can be beat up by the end of the day. Um, what does that kind of do for your mental fortitude when you're getting ready and preparing for your day?
Well, I'm known for being very stoic in very stressful situations. So many people look up to me, and it's usually when the deal's gone sideways, when people are yelling at each other, when lawyers are involved, that I finally get that call to say, "Hey, we need help," and you have to be a voice of reason through all of that. And to do that, you have to get your mind right because I definitely, well, I have a bad habit of saying what I think, but I probably shouldn't so much. And so, being able to be very controlled in your language, to be able to cool situations, you have to have a significant amount of control over your emotions. And for me, the gym has always been that for me, to be able to get that, whether it's a dopamine rush or whatever from the gym, and being able to discipline myself enough to, when you have those emotions, being able to control them, being able to stay very even keeled throughout these confrontations. And so, personally, for me, it's been a huge advantage to have that, habit.
That's great, and that's an awesome reminder that I mean it is all between the ears, and a lot of times in real estate, we could be in situations that are dealing with life and death situations, but it's not necessarily life and death for us. And so it's all about how you react and um, provide value to your client. And for you, it's your agents and your clients and um, remaining stoic, remaining the calm in the storm while they're going through that process. Um, there's a lot going on, and it always seems like it's way more intense than it really is when you're reflecting back. So it's all about how you react.
Correct.
Um, quick 60-second tip for your agents. Um, 60 seconds or so on what kind of advice you would give them in today's market.
Well, our business has always been a relationship business, and clients are scared. They don't know what they don't know, and they need a competent guidance through these processes. And when you're able to correctly express your value that you bring and that you're able to protect them and assist them, it is the most important thing ever. So, always having your listing presentation or your buyer presentation to explain to them what role you play in this transaction and how you work for them and how you earn your value as being the most important thing. Answer your phone, return messages promptly, follow up. And it's not that hard to do. You have to be responsible for your clients. You have to be responsible for the deal and always be doing the right thing.
Yeah, always do the right thing. As long as you do the right thing, you never have to watch your back or worry about something that you said or any of that. That's really good. Um, for people who think, for sellers, little advice for sellers in today's market. What would you tell sellers that are looking to list or maybe they're on the fence today?
Setting expectations. Number one. Number one is setting expectations. The market is not 2022 anymore. There are not people fighting over your home. We still see a few multiple offer situations. It's rare and at only certain price ranges. Um, the days on market are longer. You have to do a little bit more work to sell your home now. And so the number one thing with sellers is setting expectations. Here's the comps for your neighborhood. Can you tell me why you think your home is worth 20,000 more than this home? And ask them questions. Make them tell you. Why do you think this? What is your expectation? How long do you believe your home will be on the market? Do you feel that if you price 20,000 over to start with and it sits on the market for 60 days, how many more people are going to come back to look at it after 60 days when you've had to drop the price? And so you make them think. You ask them questions and you provide them with data. And so that is the most important thing right now. I know that the listing market is very competitive, and I urge any seller to interview multiple agents. Find the right fit for you and your home, because you're going to have to get along. You're under a huge process together with thousands of dollars, maybe millions. So it's extremely important that you're comfortable with the agent you're working with and that you trust them.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's really about pricing it based on your timeline, is what I heard you say. And if you're not in a rush to sell your home, sure, you can list your property for, a higher price. But are you going to be chasing down the market? Are you going to be chasing down the price in order to get there? So, um, the professional that you hire should be listening to your needs and wants for your family. Do you have a job relocation? Is it time to get out of the neighborhood? Is there another purchase opportunity that might be better for your family that you want to move on it in order to get in? Um, did I hear most of that right?
Absolutely. And I find agents often, we do say you have to listen to the seller or buyer, either one. You have to listen, you have to listen. I find oftentimes agents are being silent while the client is speaking just to wait for their turn to talk. And there's like pretend listening. You have to genuinely listen, genuinely, be a part of that client's family and how this affects them.
I think authenticity definitely shines through, and not being so quick to give an answer for what you think they're trying to say. Take a deep breath, take it in, active listening, write down the notes.
Right.
Um, I think the
They're
agents,
looking for someone genuine and
and
they can tell.
they can tell, they can sniff that out. And there are a lot of slick agents out there. But the ones that have been in the business a long time, the ones providing value are going to continue to win. And being authentic definitely shines through in the long run. So active listening, um, meeting your family's needs, and being, having high care and awareness for what is important to you as the seller and the buyer really too. um, we know we're going to need to negotiate, or we'll be able to check 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 of those boxes, price, location, bedrooms, bathrooms, amenities. um, but how, find an agent that like and trust, that will help you check the majority of all those boxes, and that you can communicate with and has a high care level for you as your family.
Absolutely.
Well, I really appreciate your time. We've gone over a little bit. One of my favorite questions. If you could put anything on a billboard for anybody to see, for everybody to see, what would you put on a billboard and why?
If I were an agent practicing full time,
Shelly, just you, what would you put on a billboard if you
professionally,
probably professionally, we'll keep it at that.
professionally,
You're a spark plug. I love it.
you know, it, it is funny because I was in advertising for 17 years before I got into real estate. And so, with billboard advertising, you have just 4 words to really make a point. And so, and I would probably stew over this for hours and, in my off time to think about that. But it's about, working for you, your best interest. And so, it would be, trust, competency. So the message would have some form of trust and competency for you, because it's not about me; it's about the client. And so I'm sure, given a little time, I could I could come up with something
I didn't
really
want to give
cool.
you a bunch of time. I wanted this to be
I know,
authentic.
and so I was like, I haven't had enough caffeine yet
Yeah,
for that. But the message would deal with trust, competency, and working for the client, and it being about them.
awesome.
Not, it wouldn't be about my designations and what I've done or anything. They don't care about that. They don't know those letters at the end of your name. They want to know that you're going to do a good job for them.
Yeah. And I think people feel it in their gut, they trust their gut, and that competency is really going to shine through. So
Absolutely.
thank you for your time and your expertise and your leadership. And thank you so much. I'm
No
Sean
problem.
LaRue. This is Shelly Vincent. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, say we'll continue this on another podcast. We'll get more into crypto and real estate and AI.
Yeah,
We already
absolutely.
run out of time today, and so
We
we have
sure
so many
did.
things to talk about. So we'll continue this in another one.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Shelly.
For having me.
Have a good one.